We're now with Bryan and Ryan Rishaug. And guys, we saw Kirill Kaprizov live up to his dollar bill nickname, didn't we? Getting $17 million a year from Minnesota. And of course, the next layer to this conversation is, how does this affect Connor McDavid's potential extension with the Oilers? Ryan, what's your take?
Well, I don't think we're going to be dubbing him Money Man McDavid. Now, bottom line, I don't think that this really has a material effect on Connor McDavid's situation, the negotiation, where the dollar figure lands. If Connor McDavid wants more than that, he's going to get more than that. If he wants to take less than that to give his team a better chance to win, that's what he's going to do. Where this number landed on Kaprizov really doesn't impact anything to do with Connor McDavid. And again, I'll go back to it. If we take McDavid at his word, and what he has said is that winning is the number one priority, how do you say that and then go take 17, 18 million on a contract, right? So I just don't think we're going to see numbers in and around that range if and when a McDavid deal gets done. If it's shorter term, guys, we could be looking at 15 and change, under 16, somewhere in that range. That has nothing to do with the decision that Kaprizov made to hold out and get that 17, or the Wild's decision to give it to him.
Well, I think what it does do for McDavid, he can thank Kaprizov. It makes him look charitable if and when he's under that number. And if Kaprizov came in at 13 and a half, then all of a sudden Draisaitl is still the pace car in the league as the highest paid guy in the league. And I think McDavid and everyone, including yourself, Schauger, would expect him to get more than Draisaitl. So McDavid's going to get more than Draisaitl, but if he gets under Kaprizov by a penny, he looks like Robin Hood out there, right?
Sure does.
All of a sudden, I'm all about winning. I took 16.9. Right, I'm all about winning because I'm not getting paid as much as Kaprizov in Minnesota. So I actually think now he can make a little bit more money and still look charitable if you're McDavid. But it does beg the question, short-term or long-term. That's where a lot of people are wondering here, Ryan. Like, if it's a short-term deal, then I would fully expect it's under 17, and he can obviously emphasize he's a charitable guy. It's all about winning, even though it could be 16 million. That's a ton of money. If he's at 16 million, Draisaitl's at 14. You got Nurse still making money. You got Bouchard making money. There's a lot of guys making a lot of money. But if it's a long-term deal, Schauger, I don't see how he possibly takes a penny under Kirill Kaprizov.
No, and that's the thing. You have to compare apples to apples in this situation. Whatever McDavid ends up taking on a 1, 2, 3, 4-year deal, whatever it ends up being, you can't compare that to an 8-year deal done for Kaprizov, right? Because if you're going long-term, with the way the cap is going, you have to take a bigger bite. It's actually advantageous for the Oilers if McDavid were to kind of piecemeal this out over a couple of deals, as stressful as that might be for fans or the organization. Let's say it's a 2-year deal at a number that is 15, 16, somewhere in that range. And then when that's done, he decides to do another deal, 4, 5, 6 years, however. It's the 8-year deal that drives that AAV way up. We just saw that with Kaprizov. With McDavid on an 8-year deal, it's past that 17 million, quite a bit past it. And so I think, shorter term makes sense both for the Oilers' cap and whatever hesitation Connor McDavid might be having about signing on to this operation long term kind of assuages both of those concerns. I wouldn't rule out a deal before the start of the season here, right? We've got now next week it quiets down. If there's going to be one, you think maybe somewhere in that range. We have no indication at this point that anything has changed or that's going to happen. This could still go either way, guys, before the start of the season.
Okay, I think that's probably good news for Oilers fans. Of course, there's lots of ways to get creative with contracts as well. And McDavid, he isn't the only one eligible to sign a new deal. You got Eichel, Panarin, Connor. They all must have loved seeing Kaprizov's extension. And now it's just a matter of time until we see who's up next for a big extension and who hits the market on July 1st.